we're going to be looking at, again, bases, right, and exponents. However, today we're going to be dealing with negative exponents and exponents that are raised to the 0 power. Let's see what the rules are. If I have 3 raised to the negative 4th power, I cannot have a negative exponents. That is one rule, that you cannot have negative exponent, right? The 3 cannot multiply itself negative 4 times. It can multiply itself 4 times, but not negative 4 times, right? So what we have to do, we have to make sure the exponent somehow will become positive. There's only one way to do that. If you recall, and I'm gonna do like a little flashback, when we have, for instance, number 3, we could write number 3 as 3 over 1, right? Why? Well, fraction is a division. And if I do 3 divided by 1, I still get the answer 3. So any number really can be written as a fraction, right? So what I have in here is 3 raised to the negative 4 power, and the 3 is really over 1, right? We just usually don't use it. We will be using it when it comes to negative exponents. Well, this is what we're going to do. The 3 raised to the negative 4th power says I need to be positive. And there's only one way to do it. And the way is to put it in a denominator. Denominator is the bottom number when it comes to fractions, right? So I will put that 3 and make that 4 not negative, it's going to become positive. And now the 1 is going to be in a numerator. Now if it said you have to evaluate it, well, let's evaluate it. How many times is the 3 multiplying itself by itself? 4 times, right? So you have 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. If you are allowed, please use these when it comes to the 4th powers, right? How to do it? Well, again, right, we have number 3, that's our base. This button in here, it's telling me, you're going to tell me what is the exponent, right? So y to the x power, it is above the division sign. I'm going to press that, and the exponent is 4, right? And what is that equal to? 81. So I still have the 1 in the numerator, and 3 to the 4th power is 81, and this is my answer. This is the rule when it comes to negative exponents. Let's see if we have anything else in here, right? Oh, I have a negative exponent in there. I have negative 8.5, and the whole thing is raised to the negative 4th power. I know right away I cannot have a negative exponent, so where does that belong? It belongs in the denominator because it has to be positive. So this is what I have. I have to change this negative to positive, and this is the only way to do it. 1 over negative 8.5 raised to the 4th power. That is the first exponent. Now what do we have in here? Negative 8.5, just a plain old 4th power. So that's good, right? Let me clean that up a little bit. I don't like how it looks like. Let me clean up. Now let's write that. So this thing in here is raised to the negative 4th power, so we need to make it positive. So we'll put that in a denominator. So I have 1 over, in a parentheses, negative 8.5. Now it's going to be positive 4 power. And it says multiply that by, and this one in here is positive 4. So I am good. I don't have to do anything to that, right? So times negative 8.5 raised to the 4th power. If you look at it, one is a fraction, one is not. If I'm multiplying something that is a fraction, I better make sure everything is a fraction. So I'll just put this 1 over 1. And how do I multiply fractions? I just go straight across. And then I'll go. Well, what is 1 times negative 8.5 to the 4th power? Well, negative 8.5 raised to the 4th power, right? what is negative 8.5 raised to the 4th power times 1? Well, it's still negative 8.5 raised to the 4th power. Now we said when we're dividing numbers with an exponents, what do we do with the exponents? We are subtracting them, right? So let's subtract it. I have negative 8.5 and I have 4 minus 4. My answer is negative 8.5 raised to the 0 power. Uh-oh. I don't think neither one of us have seen a 0 power before, right? Well, if I have a 0, right, power, there's one rule you have to remember. Anything raised to the 0 power is equal to 1. Any number that is raised to the 0 power, maybe you want to write it out, any number raised to the 0 power is equal to 1. So it's
Xavier
equal
Russell, please call the front office.
to
Xavier Russell, please
1.
call the front
Well,
office.
if I have negative 8.5 raised to the 0 power, anything raised to the 0 power is equal to 1. And here is my answer. Let's look if there's any other examples in here. Yes, there is. So let's look at it quickly. We have 2 raised to the 6th power divided by 2 raised to the 8th power. Well, what did we say that we do with the exponents when we're dividing, right? Remember, they're canceling each other out, right? Or we can subtract them. If you want, we can refresh it. We have 2 written 6 times. 4, 5, 6. In here, I have 2 to the 8th power. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What's going to happen? The 2's will cancel each other out. And I have 2 to the 2nd power in a numerator, right? Oopsies, what am I doing? I forgot to cancel them out. I'm going a little too fast, huh? I don't know why I did that. Do I have any 2's now left in a numerator? No, I do not. Oh my goodness. So there is a question mark in a numerator. Well, is that a question mark or is that a 1? What do you think? Well, when we are divided 2 divided by 1, what is that? 1. So we have 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1. What is really that question mark? It's 1, isn't it? So we have 1 in a numerator, and what do we have in a denominator? 2 raised to the 2nd power. That is the answer. If you were to go the way that when you see exponents in a division, you subtract them, you will do 2 is my base, right? They're the same bases. Numerator minus the denominator. Your answer will be 6 minus 8 is negative 2. You will remember you cannot have a negative exponent. So what do you do if you have a negative exponent? You have to make it positive. And the only way to make it positive is to put the base with the exponent in the denominator. And if you look, we are getting the same answers each and every single time. Now, a couple more things and we are done with this lesson. Remember, if this is not in a parentheses, right, then the 0 only applies to the x. If it was to be in a parentheses, the 0 will apply to the negative 5 as well as to the x, but is not. So the x is raised to the 0 power. The negative 5 is not raised to a 0 power, it's just a negative 5, right? raised to the first power. So what do I have? I have negative 5, x to the 0 power, anything raised to the 0 power is 1. And remember, there's a multiplication. If I don't see anything, what is it? A multiplication. So my answer is negative 5 times 1 is a negative 5. And the same comes over here. The negative 3 applies only to the to the y, not to the 9, right? This is not in a parentheses, so negative 3, this exponent belongs only to the y. So what do I do when I have the same basis with exponents? Remember, this is y raised to the negative 3rd power. This is y raised to the 5th power. What do I do with the exponents when we're dividing? We're subtracting them, right? So let's rewrite that. We have 9y, and we are subtracting our exponents, so negative 3 minus 5. I have 9y, negative 3 minus 5 is negative 8. Can I have a negative exponent? No, I cannot. So I know that the y has to go in a denominator because the negative 8 applies only to the y, not to the 9. So what do? We will put the y with the exponent in a denominator. So the answer is this goes in the denominator, this will stay because the 9 is positive. So I'm keeping it in the numerator, and the y will go in a denominator, and the exponent will become positive in that case. Sounds good?